All right. So today's class is all about chakras, and we're going to start in a seated position in the front of our mat today as we do some of our opening warm-up stretches, get our breathing in alignment, and I'm going to discuss a little bit about chakras as we go. So let's start out with one foot in front of the other. And again, just like we always do, rock side to side, forward and back. Make sure that you're balanced. And the reason we do this is sometimes we put more weight on one side of the body than the other, or if our spine is curved in a certain way, we might lean in a certain way. So we want to just kind of make sure that we're evenly situated on the mat. And then sit up as tall as you can without straining. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to start out by inhaling, bringing our arms up, and exhaling, bringing our arms back down. And follow your breath with every movement. So as we inhale, we're raising the arms. As we exhale, we bring the arms back down. And you'll be moving faster or slower depending upon the speed of your breath. So keep going through that motion, connecting with your breath. Give yourself this chance to be present, set your intention to be present, take any of your to-do lists or your past conversations and place them outside of the room. Inhale and exhale. Let's roll the shoulders out. Going through the full range of motion, forward, up, back, and down. Really pushing yourself beyond that comfort zone so you can feel if you have any sort of tightness or pain, and then change directions. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Keep breathing through it and relax. Now we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder, and we're going to bring the right hand up gently on the side of our left forehead. Is that a thing? And just drop the ear towards the shoulder, breathe. And then if you want to get a little more out of it, you can drop the left shoulder down. 3, elongating that muscle from the ear to the shoulder, and just relax. Connect with your breath. And then bring it up, and let's take it to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder, left hand comes up to the right side of our forehead, and just gently pulls. We're not yanking our neck or anything like that. And then we'll drop the right shoulder down farther away from the ear. And just breathe. Feeling the opening through the side of the neck. Bring it up to center gently. We're going to drop our chin to our chest, drop our shoulders away from the ears, and pull the shoulders back slightly to engage the upper back. Close your eyes and relax your forehead, relax your jaw. Take a big exhale and just relax your whole body into the mat. Then from here, we want to look all the way up, chin to the ceiling, fingertips to the ears, open the elbows wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, and look up as high as you can. You might notice your breathing changes from this position, and that's okay. But focus on the breath. This is so good for your neck, so good for your upper back. Try to do this particular motion about 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, just to help reset your upper spine. Keep looking up. Keep breathing. And then gently help your head back up to its center position, and we're going to bring our hands down to our thighs as we look over the right shoulder as far as you can comfortably. Look over our left shoulder. And bring it to center. From here, we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend forward. Looking forward, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, extending forward from your hips. Not arching the back, so we don't want to round out our back and look down. We want to look forward, keeping our upper back engaged, keeping the back of our neck engaged. And then gently walk the hands back towards the legs and switch feet. So now the other foot is in front. We're doing the same thing. Inhale up. Exhale, extend. Keeping your upper back engaged, looking forward. So if that means that you're not going quite so far, but you're getting a better stretch, that's what I'm looking for. We can all of us can reach the floor or reach out really far if we round out our back and really stretch. But I want you to keep your back and neck engaged to help you stretch through the hip, but also to keep your upper spine where it needs to be. So you spend enough time rounding out the upper back and looking down. So we use yoga sometimes to get into those positions we're not used to being in. Gently walk our hands back, and now we'll do our hip roll. So hands to the knees, extend to the right, exhale all the way down, and then to the left. We're pressing on that opposite knee. So when I'm leaning right, I'm pressing down on the left, exhaling on the way down, inhaling up on the other side. Keep going through this. Go as slowly or as quickly as your breath. So we're exhaling down, inhaling up. And really try to get out of your comfort zone again, opening up through the sides of your hips. This is important. And then change directions. Our opening stretches are more about checking in with your body and seeing where you are today. Because some days we're more flexible than others. Some days we're stronger than other days. That has a lot to do with our nutrition, if we're tired, what we did the day before. Maybe we did a big workout the day before, so we're tight. So this is our chance to really connect with our muscles and make sure that we understand what our limitations are before we get into the more intricate poses. Bring it up to center. We're going to extend both legs, feet out, as wide as you're comfortable. You can keep it narrow, or you can bring your legs out into a split, whatever feels good to you. And then before we do anything, we're going to reach under our leg, pull our hip back on each side, just to ensure that we're sitting right on our sits bones. And we're going to flex with the feet, sit as tall as we can, and we're just going to slide our hands down our shins. You might be able to reach your feet, you might be able to reach your ankles, you might only be able to reach your knees, but I want you to keep a straight spine here. So obviously, if I round out my back and look down, I can grab my toes. But if I'm really looking to open up through the hamstrings and keep my spine in a neutral alignment, then I'm not getting quite so far. So I can only reach my shins here. Maybe you can reach a lot farther. Take a few deep breaths here, opening up through the hamstrings, and just relax your hamstrings. And if you'd like to extend that stretch, you can actually squeeze your quadricep muscles, and that helps to open up the hamstrings. So you find what works for you. And now we bring the soles of the feet together. So that we're going to grab our ankles, sit up as tall as we can, and we're going to extend forward. Pulling the shoulders back, keeping the spine straight. And while we're in this position, I'm going to describe the rest of the class today. We're focusing on chakras, and chakras are energy centers located throughout the body. And whether you believe in the existence of a chakra or not, the subject of each one is something that bears attention. And there are different aspects of our life that sometimes we focus on, some more than others. So we're going to go through each of the chakras. There are 7. And we're doing a brief meditation while holding a yoga pose. So this might be a little bit more like a restorative class because we'll be holding poses for a longer period of time and bringing our focus, rather than just focusing on the breath, we will be focusing on that energy center in our body and what that means for us in our everyday life. So it's a more reflective meditation. We're actually considering it rolling around the idea in our mind, as opposed to just keeping your mind steadily focused on something static, like, the breath isn't static, but the idea of breath is static. So let's release that pose and bring it up to a standing position, however you want to get up. And then we want to swing our legs, opening up through the fronts of the hips as we swing. So we're really focusing on the backwards motion of our leg as we go through this. And then switch feet. Opening up through the front, and we'll get some more front hip work as we go through class today. Let's go into our sun salutation. So we're going to start at the front of the mat, and we've been doing this for a while, so hopefully you know what's coming next. I'm going to talk you through the first two sequences, and then I'm going to be silent and continue doing the motions. In case you forget, you can look up at your screen, but I really want you to, in the next couple rounds, to just really focus on your breath, your motion, in silence, just moving from one to the other. Inhaling up, exhaling down to fold. Inhale, right foot steps back into lunge. Exhale, step back to plank. Hold your plank as you inhale, then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up into baby cobra. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg raises. Exhale, step forward into lunge. Hold the lunge as you inhale. Then on your next exhale, bring your feet together. Back roll up, one vertebrae at a time on the inhale. Palms together, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale fold. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale to plank. Hold the plank on your inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg raises. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, hold. Exhale, step forward into fold. Inhale, back roll back up. All the way up, palms together. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. It's okay if your knees are bent, but you want to lift your tailbone. Inhale, step right leg back into lunge. Exhale to plank. Keep your upper back engaged. Look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift baby cobra. Use your upper back. Use your neck. Look up. Then exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg raises. Exhale, step it forward. If your leg doesn't make it, you can go ahead and pull it forward or drop down to your knees to get there, however works for you. Then on your next exhale, bring it forward to fold. Back roll up, reach up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale to plank. Hold your plank and inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. You can use your hands and knees if that helps. Left leg raises. Steps forward on the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the feet together. Inhale, bring it up. Palms together. Exhale down, and now I will be silent as you go through the next motions, inhaling and exhaling. I'll continue to do the motions just so you can have some guidance if you forget what's coming up. When you reach both rounds, both sides, keep your hands at Anjali Mudra, palms together at heart center. Close your eyes. And you might sway at first, but at the end, you might find a sense of stillness. And I just want you to focus on your breath. Focus on that stillness. Hold it here and breathe. We're going to keep this pose as we focus on the root chakra. If you'd like to keep your eyes closed, I invite you to do so. If you feel safer opening your eyes, absolutely do that. Whatever makes you feel safe. The root chakra is associated with the color red. It is responsible for our basic needs being met. So food, clothing, shelter, all of those needs. So as you stand here and focus at the base of your spine, the feeling of your feet being grounded into the earth, into your mat, focus on that area of your life where you might feel that you don't have enough. And remind yourself that you do have enough right now. You're in a shelter. You've eaten at some point. You're clothed. Right now you have everything that you need. Everything else is just a desire. Inhale and exhale, focusing at the base of the spine, feeling how grounded you are. Remind yourself that you have enough. And then gradually open your eyes and release your hands. Go ahead and open and close your hands a little bit. Step your feet up. And we're going to face forward again onto our mat as we move to our next chakra, which is our sacral chakra, which is right at the base of the belly button. So from here, we're going to inhale up, hold it here. Now we're going to squeeze the glutes, lean back slightly, looking up. And when we squeeze the glutes, we're pushing our hips forward. So we're engaging this lower abdominal area. And as you do so, I want you to focus on the space about 2 finger lengths beneath the belly button. Keep those muscles engaged. Because we have a back bend, we're keeping our glutes engaged. Our arms are up overhead and we're looking up. If you'd like to close your eyes, you absolutely can. As you focus on the sacral chakra, it's associated with the color orange. The sacral chakra is responsible for creativity, fluidity, adaptability, sexuality. So as you focus on this area, think about your creative life. Think about your ability to adapt to change. The world is constantly changing, and we need to be able to adapt to those changes so that we can change with the world, or we can move with the world. We inhale and exhale into this space, thinking about creativity, fluidity, change. Our bodies are changing. The weather changes, so we adapt to those things. Take another deep breath here. Keep the glutes squeezed. Keep those lower abdominals engaged. And then exhale, release. Roll the shoulders out. Inhale up again. And this time we're going to exhale down into forward fold. From forward fold, you can jump or step back into your plank. Holding this plank, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're focusing next on the solar plexus chakra, which is 2 finger lengths above the belly button, which is right in the center of our abs. So we're going to be holding this for a while. So if you prefer, you can drop down to your quadriceps, not on the kneecap, and hold that pose. If your wrists bother you, you can drop down to the forearms as well. You've got a couple of options here, but I want you to find the plank that works for you. As you're holding this position, we're focusing right at that spot in the center of the abs, right above the belly button. The solar plexus chakra is associated with the color yellow, and it's responsible for willpower and control. So as you focus on this area, I want you to consider all of those places where maybe you exert your will too much, or maybe you don't have enough willpower, or you don't assert yourself enough. So as we think about those areas, we're focusing on that spot right in the center of the abs. You should be feeling it working right now, even in a modified position. Focus on that area, and I want you to drop down all the way to the belly. We're going to press up with our hands so we're in a cobra pose. So the only part of the last part of our torso that touches the ground is right around that solar plexus chakra. So it's a lower cobra than we usually do. We're holding that, and if you need to adjust by pushing your hands farther forward or pulling back It's up to you. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and continue to focus on willpower, on where you assert yourself, where you might need to, but you don't. All those areas where we struggle, saying yes, saying no. Breathe into it. Breathe into that space. And from here, lower down. Bring the forehead to the mat. Bring your fingertips so that they're in alignment with the fronts of your shoulders. And as you inhale, you're going to press up into a baby cobra. Look all the way up. Exhale, bring forehead down to the mat. Inhale, press up. Exhale, take it back down and flow through this series with your breath. Not only does this help to reset the spine, but it strengthens the upper back and the lower back, as well as your arms if you're using your arms. You have the option here to just use your arms so that you're passively lifting through the spine, which is better for your spine. Or you have the option to use your back muscles to raise up and lower down so your hands might not even be touching the mat. You've got a couple options here. The latter one is better for your muscles, for strengthening the upper back and the lower back. The former, where we just use our hands, helps to realign the spine. So it's good for those joints. So you pick what's good. One more inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to bring our elbows right underneath our shoulders. So make sure your elbows are under your shoulders, and we're going to drop our chest between our shoulder blades, and we're going to pull our ears and our shoulders away from one another. So really extending the chest forward. We're tucking the chin in slightly, but keeping the chin up, squeezing the upper back slightly, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, really grounding yourself in the mat at the point of your elbows and your hands. Feet flat on the floor. Holding this pose, we're going to focus on the heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with the color green. And it's located right in the center of your chest. So as you focus on this area, you can close your eyes if you wish. Sometimes that helps to focus. You're visualizing the color green. And you're also thinking about compassion. So our heart chakra houses our compassion and our empathy and our connection to one another on an emotional level. So as you focus on your heart chakra, think about the people that you love and the people that you might not love so much. And focus on the shared humanity that we all have. Try to build some compassion for those that we normally wouldn't, but also reinforce the compassion that we already hold for those we love. Might even help to think of somebody that you love very, very dearly and try to extend that same love to all others, but also to yourself. Self-love is important too. So focus on that area of your life. Think about how this is a reflection of how you show compassion to others. Areas that you do well, areas that maybe you could do a little better. Just keep breathing. And relax back down into the mat, and we're going to press back into child pose. So we're bringing our toes together, sitting our hips down against our heels, extending forward. Forehead to mat, open through the lower back. We spent a lot of time with a extended lower back, so now we're doing a forward flexion just to relax those muscles. Relax the head, relax the face. Focus on your breath in the present moment. And now we're going to do our next pose. For speaking purposes, I'm not going to hold it for the whole time because I find it hard to talk from this pose. But we're going to bring our knees underneath our hips. We're going to extend our arms forward. Keep your hips over your knees. Look forward, and you're touching almost your throat to the floor. This is called puppy pose, and it's really good for opening through the front of the throat. If that's a little bit too much for you, you can modify it and keep your chin on the mat, or you can press up with your arms and just look forward. It's up to you. But find the puppy pose that works for you. Keep holding that pose. And the next chakra that we're going to focus on is the throat chakra. And that's associated with the color light blue. So as you focus on the throat area of your body, you want to think about communication and engagement, how we engage with the world. So when the throat chakra is out of balance, it might manifest itself as not saying something when you need to, or saying something when you shouldn't, or not listening, not engaging, thinking about what you're going to say next instead of focusing on what's being said in the moment. So those are all different areas of communication that we might want to consider and how we communicate with the world. So are we listening? Are we fully engaging? Are we speaking up when we want to? Or when we should? Are we holding back? So think about those areas as you hold puppy pose, visualizing the color blue opening through the front of the throat. And when you're ready, you can gently release yourself from that pose so that you're on your hands and your knees. Your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders. And we're going to give ourselves a couple cat-cows. So we're going to exhale up into cat, looking down, dropping the tailbone under, inhaling, looking all the way up, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly button down towards the floor. We're going to constantly move between the two poses, lifting and lowering, moving constantly. Life is always moving. We are always moving. Move with your breath, never pausing in one pose. Take note of how when we drop down into cow pose, we're flexing the lower back and stretching the abs. And as we lift up into cat pose, we're flexing the abdominal muscles and stretching through the lower back muscles. We're always pushing, always pulling. Wherever there's a push, there's an opposite pull just to keep us balanced. Focus on your breath, focus on the movement. This is what yoga is about, connecting the mind to the body, to the breath, to the motion, and staying present here with those movements. It doesn't matter what movements you're doing, so long as you're keeping your mind focused on the movements themselves, keeping your mind focused on the breath. These asanas are just suggestions to give your mind something on which to focus. But for some people, their yoga might be lifting weights or running. As long as you're focusing on the breath and the movement, you're creating unity. And relax in a neutral pose. And from here, we're going to bring it back down to a seated position. Our next chakra is the third eye chakra, in between the eyebrows. So as you sit in this position, make sure you're balanced left side, right side, and then I want you to close your eyes. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, but we're pulling the thumbs closer to our body. And I want you to hold your thumbs right at that point, right in front of the space between your eyebrows. You're not touching it, but you're holding it very close, enough so that you feel the warmth of your hands. Your elbows should be in alignment with your shoulders. You're sitting up nice and tall, but dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Close your eyes. Just focus on that space. The third eye chakra is associated with the color dark blue. This is associated for our intuition, or our ability to make those split-second decisions without thinking through it. And we're acting upon our instincts, on our intuition, on seeing things that we don't recognize right away, but somehow understanding. It also relates to our understanding of the world and how we view it. So we can view things subjectively as far as how it affects us personally, or we can look at things in a more objective sense of how it benefits the whole world, removing our judgments, good and bad, away from every circumstance. Our mind is constantly judging things as right, wrong, good, bad. But when we think objectively, we remove those concepts and just accept the situation for what it is, just as we would also accept our own motion to change that should it need to be changed. So as we focus on this space between the eyebrows, we hold this pose, sitting up tall. Think about objectively how we view our situation, and subjectively, and how those differences sometimes arise. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and release the arms down. Give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls. I don't know about you, but my arms started to get tired just holding down there. So our next pose, we're going to bring our palms upwards, facing the ceiling. Bring your hands down onto our knees, sit up nice and tall, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And from here, we want to feel like a wet tea bag hanging from a string. And that string is right in the center of the top of our head. So our palms are up, our shoulders are dropped down. Relax onto the mat, sitting up tall, being pulled up from that space right in the center, the top of your head. As we focus on the crown chakra. The crown chakra is associated with several different colors depending on the cultural practice. Some people see gold, others use violet, some people use white. But the crown chakra is, simply put, our connection to the divine. So whether you have a religious practice or not, you can use this connection as our connection to one another, our connection to humanity, our connection to the universe, or your connection to the God that you choose to celebrate. So as you sit in this position, I want you to close your eyes, relax your shoulders, relax your face, being drawn upwards by the center of your head. Focusing on your connection to everything outside of yourself, to God, to the universe. We're all just one small part of a larger wheel. That wheel continues to move. When we recognize our connection, our interconnectedness, and our smallness, we can put some other things into perspective as well. Inhale and exhale. From this position, we're going to turn our palms down onto our thighs. We're going to relax our face, relax our jaw, keep our eyes closed. And we're going to spend the second half of the class in a meditative period, and we'll do a basic body scan meditation today. If you ever find yourself getting stressed out or just getting caught up in a lot of emotion or a lot of drama or panic because something's happening that you don't want to have happening, then using this quick body scan method is a good way to just relax yourself so that you can have a little bit more clarity to face that difficult period of time that you might be finding yourself in. So let's make sure we're comfortable. If this is uncomfortable to you to sit up, you can also lay on your back. So it's okay either way. But find a comfortable space to be in. Palms are down, shoulders relaxed. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. We're going to take some relaxing breaths. Short but full inhale for 4 counts. Let's inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale long and slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment. Then exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale fully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment. Then a nice, long, slow exhale. Fully exhaling, getting rid of all the air in your lungs. And then go back to breathing normally. As you breathe normally, focus at the top of your head and your forehead, and just bring your awareness to that area of your body. And as you exhale, relax it. On your next inhale, bring your awareness to your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And as you exhale, just relax them a little bit more deeply than they were before. Moving your awareness down your arms and into your hands on the inhale. Then on the exhale, relax them fully. Allow your hands to be heavy against your thighs, heavy against the floor. Take a deep breath. Bring awareness to your whole upper torso, your chest, your back. And as you exhale, relax those muscles, allowing the shoulders to relax as well. With your next inhale, focus on the lower abs, the lower back. And exhale, release those muscles. Allow your whole torso, your arms and your head to be heavy. And bring your awareness into your hips. Exhale, relax them completely. And with the next breath, bring your awareness to your legs and your feet, the biggest muscles in our body. They carry us through life. As you exhale, allow them to get heavy. Allow them to fully relax. With your next breath, bring your attention to the full body and how that feels right now. Exhale, relax your whole body. Become heavier against your mat. Become heavier in the floor. We reconnect with the root chakra, reminding ourselves that we have everything we need right now. Relax the body, relax the face, relax the hands and the feet and the shoulders. Take another inhale. Reconnect with your crown chakra at the top of your head. Allow it to pull you upwards. Realize your connection to one another, to the universe. And exhale, relax. And when you're ready, you can start wiggling your fingers and toes, open your eyes. And with that, I wish you all namaste. I appreciate your participation. This is a slightly shorter class than normal, but hopefully you learned something new with the chakras. And if you ever feel a little bit stressed out, sometimes it's helpful to take yourself out of that situation and just think about those different areas of ourself and our being, focusing on that. And then when we get back to that which stresses us, we might have a little bit more clarity. So thank you.